Hello and welcome to another edition of Droppin' Baums with me, your host, Corey Baumeister. As always, brought to you by the lovely folks over at StarCityGames.com, bringing you the best in trading card needs. All right, I know this is crazy, y'all. We are playing a deck that does not contain Yorion. I had to see what else was out there because I've been so blinded by 80 card decks. That's basically all I've been playing. I'm still going to stand by the fact that they are the best in basically every format. I'll make that claim. I know I'll take some flack for it in the comment section over that, but you know what? I had to see how the rest of the world is still playing Magic right now, and the rest of the world seems to be really loving Lurrus. And Piotr Glukowski, Canister, built this awesome deck that he used to defeat me in the Modern Challenge this last weekend among plenty of other people and make it to the top 8. And then a lot of people played his lists for the Lotus Box event the next weekend, and this put 4 copies into the top 8. So this deck is really showing up to be the newest deck of the week, and it is very powerful. I was basically destroying all Lurrus decks last weekend, but this one got me good. He 2-0'd me. I was 2-0ing every other Lurrus deck, to be honest, so there's definitely something here, and of course, if anyone's going to break it, it's going to be Piotr Glukowski, MPL member. All right, you can fast forward to any of the 3 matches below, as well as the deck tech at the end. Don't go to the deck tech if you don't want any spoilers, though, because I do talk about the results of the match. But they were 3 awesome matches, so without further ado, enjoy round 1. All right, and welcome to round 1 here with Rakdos Prowess. Looks like we were on the play up against another 60-card deck. So I think we can safely assume there'll be no Yorions. Solid assumption. All right. So a Lurrus Mirror. All right. So we got to assume some kind of an aggressive Prowess deck, but in Modern, it really can be anything. So let's just decide if this is a solid hand or not. I think this seems fine. The Swamp is a little awkward, but nothing too terrible, so I think we can run this. All right, only 1 Prowess creature isn't ideal, but luckily we always got our second creature here. I'll place that right here. Let's go with the Soul Scour Mage, and I think I'm going to save this Prowess activation. So that's close, because it's either get an extra damage in, or possibly draw a Prowess creature early. And I think it's close. I really do want a Prowess creature next turn, so I am going to play it here. Just because if I can go like Swift Spear or something like that, it's much better. Now, they could be a Thoughtseize deck as well, and we're not going to cast anything. So let's just see what they draw. But we don't want to have an extra card just in case they do go land Thoughtseize. And yep, Swift Spear, so pretty safely a mirror match here. This deck is going to be quite popular because it's just that good. It put up some dominant numbers here. Okay, Lightning Bolt is not what we wanted to see. It put up some dominant numbers this last weekend. All right, so let's start with Inquisition. Okay, so this is Lurrus Burn. Bit of a different deck. I think I just want to take the Swift Spear as well. Yep, let's do that. And then we'll just say go. Unfortunately, they're able to kill our Lurrus with Path too. So maybe there is some consideration to getting a Path going, but so they can go Bolt and flash it back right now. So let's start with a Cling. We want to go non-creature, even though they can bring that back with Lurrus. Not that big of a deal. Let's Cling this to dust. Draw our card. Okay, so we could go Lurrus Bobble here. That is just only okay. I think I would rather try to kill this creature this turn, and then maybe try to Lurrus back another creature later. So we're just going to say go. If they crack this fetch land, we kind of get to get them in a sense. Yep, not the best there. So now we get to go Colligan's Command. So we could make them discard one of those cards. They're just going to discard Lava Dart, though, and that's not great. To your hand. All right, we're going to bring back our Soulscar Mage, and we're going to take this. I really do want to try to strip them of their path, because that's the only way to kill Lurrus outright. Kill a Soulscar Mage and return a Soulscar Mage of our own. Can't complain about that. All right, definitely might be a Lurrus turn for them. It's not a great one, though, because they don't have a Bauble yet. So we'll see what they do. Another Soulscar Mage. And just saying go. Interesting. Abbott. Abbott's a good one. I think we'll go with Abbott here. Try to get some card advantage. All right, we'll play this. We'll play our own Soulscar Mage. And then we're going to say go. And we want to keep our Bolt available. We don't care too much about their Soulscar Mage at the moment. Well, now we do. So now we kind of once again get to get them. Ooh, I missed one of my basic mountains and I didn't put it as the foily one. That's too bad. All right, so while this is on the stack, they can't flash it back. So now our Prowess triggers are going to go off, which means this is going to be a 3-2, so their Lava Dart is not going to put a negative counter on it like it would normally. They can flash back Lava Dart to kill Abbott now, but they can kind of do that at any point. So that seems pretty loose. Oh yeah, Cling to Dust has Escape. I kind of forgot about that. God, that card is good. All right, Metamorphose, I assume. I did lose to Canister in this tournament last weekend that I copied his list from, and it makes sense why. This deck looks nice. To be fair, though, I was playing Yorion, and Yorion is just absolutely busted. So we know Lava Dart, we know this is gone, we still know we have Path. So we have these two cards, and likely they want to cast both of those, so this might be a Lurrus turn. Okay, and we could Seal of Fire our own Lurrus if we're feeling real froggy. All right, how about this? We're going to go Lurrus. Now we're just going to kind of overload them, essentially. Let's get this bobble down. If they're going for the Lava Dart here, that seems like a very ambitious play. Oh no, opponent. Oh no. Gotta be a little more patient with this. I think we'll be able to learn a valuable lesson from this match. Don't do what our opponent did. Okay, so let's get rid of Lightning Bolt. That's basically just GG, yeah. And we were going to play one more Prowess card. Okay, Prowess deck, I see you. All right, Red-White Lurrus Burn. We definitely want Brutalities. That's got to be what they're for. Fatal Push seems okay as well. Everything else seems pretty medium. Now Spellbombs are probably fine as well. What don't we want? Thought Seizes seem pretty bad. Inquisitions are even not that good. Do we want our own Lava Darts? They seem okay. Nothing special. I think we can probably take those out. What else don't we want here? Cling to Dust seems a little weak. We can probably trim on that effect. Spellbombs actually seem worse to me. Let's keep the Lava Dart. Or let's keep... Or excuse me, didn't I? Yeah, I took a Cling to Dust out. I think that card's better. Getting rid of their bobble targets is important, as well as hitting their creatures. Gaining a little bit of life could also be very valuable. So let's do this. We're going to definitely try to be a little bit more of the control deck on the draw here. The Lurrus control. Well, I guess that is a thing, so that's not the best. All right, on the draw. What do we got? What do we got? Crab of Doom, huh? It's a one-lander, but it's a pretty good one-lander. We are missing a creature, but we're able to just kill everything of theirs, and I think that has some value, so we're going to keep this. A little risky, but we're gonna do it. Shutting down their turn 1 creature is very important as well. All right. What you got? What you got? What you got? Swift Spear. We'll seal that. Okay, so we definitely got to get Blood Crypt here. Seal. Get rid of that. Stop any light up the stage shenanigans unless they have haste creature into light up the stage. That's the main thing. Okay. Lantern is a little spicy. And a seal. All right, hit the land. So now we're just going to Manamorphose here. Kind of wanted to filter these out anyways. Red, black. Let's do it again. Red, black. Okay. Now let's cling. Get rid of our Manamorphose. They can exile it. It's not that big of a deal. Then we'll play this. And we're going to say go. And it is 5 other cards for cling. Okay. All right, now we're just going to play patient now that we hit our lands. That was the main step, was just make sure we were going to hit lands. Now that we're going to do that, we get to take it pretty relaxed now and just kind of kill their thing since we have more cards. Abbott would be nice. Those are the kind of cards we want the most right now. Okay. Looks like they might either be flooded or just have no creatures as well. Okay. So we could drop Lurrus, but it just gets sealed and then taken away with Lantern for good. So that's not ideal. All right, we're going to start with the Manamorphose. So we can slap a lightning bolt to the face and then cling. It's not bad. Lightning bolt cling, so we can play Blood Crypt tapped. It's maybe a little aggressive here, but I do want to be able to do something. Okay, so we could fire off the seal as well to be able to do this cling. Kind of like that because I want to get rid of that Lantern. Oh wait, yeah, this costs 4 mana. What am I thinking? Yeah. We screwed that up. We screwed that up. For some reason, I thought that was 1. Okay, never mind. That was a bad play. All right. Well, we threw away some burn spells, and our opponent read us for also misreading the card and popped the Lantern there. That's hilarious. Because we literally could not do that. Okay, lesson learned. Fired off 2 removal spells for kind of nothing there. Luckily, we have plenty more. Okay, so there's one of our creatures at least. All right, we're going to go like this. Then we're going to say go. We would Lurrus there, honestly, if we would have had something to do with it. Okay, that's not that big of a deal. Like we said, we're just going to play the control role. Unfortunately, we threw away 2 removal spells, but we're still the control deck. So Abbott would be one thing that we'd be looking for. I think that's just like one of our best cards in our deck, so probably something we're always looking for. Okay, so that resolves. Now, if we draw another land, we're not going to play it for brutality purposes. It'll be interesting which creature they want to bring back. Or that, yep, okay. Sure. Now the question is, do I want to push this or just brutality it? Probably brutality. And if we top decked a bad card, then we will discard that and take a peek at their hand. Never mind, that's a great card. Abbott. Swift Spear. And I kind of just want to push. So sack the mountain so we can push with this. Ooh, if they tried to seal, we get a free bolt as well. Those kind of plays you just can't make in this matchup, in my opinion. Oof, duh. All right, well, we made some mistakes, but luckily so has our opponent, so we haven't been insanely punished. Boink. All right, now all of a sudden we have a pretty good board position. Like, they're going to kill these creatures anyways, and then we get to Lurrus. So now we have their Lurrus out of the picture. We're out of removal spells due to our own carelessness, but, or inexperiencedness with the deck, I should say. Seal. Yep, now they get to kill something, but we kind of hope they kill the Abbott. Okay. That's pretty good. Okay. Well, I think it's going to be a Lurrus turn. Then we can just try to play an Abbott. They'll probably make us discard, or probably exile our stuff anyways. This is tough. I'm just trying to think everything out here. Because if they just go to sack Lantern right away, then we're going to have Lurrus available. But if they go to kill Lurrus and then sack Lantern, we'll get an Abbott out of the deal. And we are at 11, so we got to keep our life total in mind here a little bit. Interesting. Yeah, I think we're still going to Lurrus. If it's Path, it kind of sucks, because then they kind of get us with everything. Interesting. If it's Path, the better play would be like Colligan's Command here. Kill, make them discard, but then they kin Lava Dart. Yeah, Lava Dart kind of hurts that. All right, I think it has to be Lurrus. Okay. And I don't think I want to play any of these things. So we don't mind if they like bolt the Lurrus, but pathing the Lurrus kind of sucks. And if Lurrus just lives, just attacking with a lifelink or even connecting once is brutal. Graveyard or no. Okay. Tons of stuff now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We do have like lethal essentially. What if I just tried to bolt Swift Spear? I mean, our opponent just did that and it did not work out well for him. So let's just move to combat. Let's see what they do first. We're gonna have them waste a spell, essentially. Okay. So I can try to just lightning bolt this. I think that's best. Lava darted Lurrus, though, which is kind of odd. Okay, now we'll just say go. I'm confused. Okay. Not a problem. All right, to make them discard their inevitable land or just deal 2 damage, I think 2 damage is more important. Turn target creature from your hand. Target pleat. Wait a minute. I think I did the discard right after I just said that. All right, return target creature, deal 2. Huh. Well, I could just take a peek at their hand. If it was Path or something, I feel like they already would have cast it, so I think it would be pointless. Nothing to return, so obviously the best draw would have been just like a bobble or something like that. Get the double trigger. We have not seen a bobble yet, have we? Weird. I expect this in a Yorion deck where I... No, never mind. All right, bubble. Oh, of course. Yep. Lame. Okay, but now we're only a few burn spells away. So at this point, we're going to check what they are top decking. I believe the revealed was this. So it looks like they're top decking that. We'll say go. Now, if we ever draw a land, we get to kill that creature plus make them lose life. We'll take a creature of our own. Alrighty. Okay. That could be anything. So if we get a bolt, we just win. So I guess we'll do this first. Red. Okay. Think we'll just say go since we have enough black mana to do all these things. And we'll just try to win next turn. Okay. Core Firewalker. Okay, luckily we have 3 answers in hand to that. That's helpful. Well, we know they don't have a land, so if we push this now, Defiance them twice, they take 4. This gets +3, so 7 Exacxies. Fatal push. Guess like mutagenic growth would have got us good here. And I think they actually play that. So that could have just cost us the game blocking there. So that was bad. All right, target them. This should be the game. All right, they didn't even want to see the other card. They just wanted to take our word for it. Don't do that. Well, we screwed up that one game. Well, that was this game, actually. Yeah, we screwed up game 2 by not reading Kling, but we were still able to come up on top, so gotta love that. We will see you for round number 2. All right, and welcome to round number 2 with Rakdos Prowess here. It looks like we're on the play again. A huge thing for a Prowess deck, so we gotta love that. Okay, another 60-card deck, so we got a chance. I make jokes, but I still think Yorion decks are the best. Oh, yeah. This hand's a nice one. We're gonna keep this. Now sequencing on this, I think it's just always better for Swift Spear. All right, Lurrus as well. Now Lurrus is just taken over, I guess, huh? Guess it's just taken over. Okay. I'm gonna go with Swift Spear. Give the beatdowns. Give the good old beatdowns. All right, attack for 1. All right, let's see what flavor of Lurrus we got. There's plenty of solid decks. Right now, I would lean on the Prowess strategies being the most powerful, or at least the flavor of the week. But yeah, it can really be anything, so. All right, so Thicket and Bubble. Now the real question is what to name with Prowess or with Manamorphose, or if we just Soulscar Mage and kind of try to go off next turn. That's probably better. Because they also might have Path if we try to overload. So let's do this. Kind of save everything so we don't have all our eggs in one basket. Plus they probably don't want to Path this right now, even though we kind of don't want them to, right? Because the extra land is nice, but we don't use it a ton. And Path is the only thing where we can't get our spell back, which is huge. All right, we'll see what they want to do. Nothing with their mana. Love that. Devoted Druid. Well, we got to kill that on site. Luckily, we have the answer for it already. We're going to start with Manamorphose. Prowess. So regardless, we're going to deal a ton of damage here. 1 ton. Red and black seems fine. Okay, another answer for it, but do we want to be mana efficient? Probably. All right, so let's go. Target player discards a card and kill Druid. Nice little 2-for-1, take 6. Now we're pretty brick in the hands, unfortunately. So we are going to need something, but even Lurrus and push is okay, and it might be enough to get us through the finish line, but we'll probably need something else, because this deck tends to bring back the combo quite effectively. Like even if they just jam Lurrus here. Yep. Oh yeah, we might just be dead. Yep, we're just dead. Nothing we could have did about this. Ugh. We got to make sure they have it. Oh, okay. I was just going to tell him, if you just play Ballista, I'll concede. 10-10 Ballista. Okay. That's awesome. All right, well, we got beat badly. We got beat real badly that game. Dang. Okay. Well, I wouldn't think that this is supposed to be a bad matchup, but we'll see. All right, Fatal Pushes for sure. Anything that kills creatures. Brutalities have got to be good. Thoughtseizes and pushes seem okay. We just want to be killing creatures. Lava darts are probably good enough. I'm still going to take out the hand disruption because something has to go. Oh, and the cling to dust. They're probably bad. Now, we could bring in Spellbomb. It's a way to hit their graveyard of their combo, but I actually think just Inquisition is better. Yeah. I think it's better just because we're ripping apart their hand, stopping them from getting to that point. Inquisition's going to hit everything in their deck anyways. And then we just go to just kill every creature. No real need for Cling. I mean, it would have been good there in that specific spot, but so would have one extra removal spell. So, all right, I would like to play first. Let's try not to get run over so fast this time, because that was a beating. Yeah, that's Modern for you sometimes, though. Just absolutely hyper-aggressive stuff, or just completely dirtily decks like Yorion. I mean, all last week, all I was playing against is slow Yorion decks, but now, I mean, with Rakdos, Prowess doing so well this last weekend in the Lotus Box event, as well as the Challenge event, mostly thanks to Canister, we're just seeing just an explosion of this deck. All right, this hand looks pretty great. All right, we're going to go with Bobble. We're going to Bobble ourselves. What do we really even want, though? It's a tough one. We'll know when we see it, I guess, but our hand is kind of ready. A Soul Scour Mage. Do we want that? I suppose. All right. We'll get a Mire. We'll draw this. Okay, now we got a couple Prowess creatures. Now we just want to get them on the battlefield and get to killing stuff. Luckily, we have the Fatal Push for this, which we will use. All right, push the Forge Tender. Got another answer for that, which is sweet. Now do we want to just jam the Abbot? Or Soulscar Mage plus leave open Bolt? I think that's probably better. Would have loved to have done all this stuff in the opposite order to get some damage in. That's annoying. Okay. That is quite annoying. I think we want to start with Metamorphose. Go with red-black. We'll do it again. Do we want to do it again? Yeah, because we want to hit a land for next turn. Black, red. -2/-2 to this. They get to prevent the damage, of course, which is pretty, never mind. Wow, okay. That's a beating. Borton Forge Tender into Forge Tender plus Veil for our black card. Wow, what a time to be alive where Veil and Forge Tender are working together. Yikes. Okay, well now we have to go wide. And now we can basically just never kill Lurrus. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Okay. Now, if they go land, they just get to go Lurrus, Borton, Forge Tender. Yikes. I have a feeling this isn't going to go well for us, y'all. We do have double bolt here, which is helpful, but I can't imagine them just not going Lurrus here. Interesting. Well, we can deal with that. Actually, I think that's a much worse play than them just going Lurrus, Forge Tender. Okay. Let's Inquisition them, see what's up. Please don't get met with a Veil. Ugh. Let's try to kill this. Got another bolt. Look at that stack. Now we got somewhat of a chance. Oh, no, 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 no. I forgot to, dang it. Yeah, I thought it targeted the source. Wow, that was bad. So they should be at 5 less. Wow, uh-oh. Yeah, I had to wait for that to resolve. Ports and Forge Tender does not guarantee the source until... Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, let's start with an Abbot. It's not great. Yeah, even if they were at 4 right now, there's nothing we could really do to break up their combo. So that's the only thing that makes me feel a little worse about that misplay. Because, yeah, what do I attack with here? I guess I can attack with this. Yeah, so they would be at 6 points less, so they'd be at 2, and they'd still just combo off and kill us here. Yeah, so it didn't matter, but dang, yeah, that was still a little bit bad, but this deck destroyed us. This deck destroyed us. Wow. Unreal. Okay, well, that was a beating. That was an absolute beating. Borton, Forge Tender, and Veil to shut down the Prowess side that transitions into black removal. That is the crazy part to me. Like, look at how fast the metagame is already adjusting. You know, I mean, I guess you just see red-black and you bring in your anti-red and your anti-black cards, but Borton, Forge Tender, and Veil are two things I have not seen next to each other, well, ever. So, yikes. All right, everyone, stay tuned. Let's try to at least finish this Droppin' Bomb with a 2-1. See you there. And welcome to our third and final round here with Rakdos Prowess. We just got absolutely obliterated last round. So hopefully we can do a little better here, but that was an absolute beating. So that deck is good though. Devoted Devastation is something that I have always thought to just be one of the best decks that is not being played. So one of the most, hidden gems. And it makes sense because it's just doing its specific thing all the time, and it's really hard to interact with and deal with. So 3 for 3 for Lurrus decks. You can tell what's the flavor of the week. And honestly, people have been saying, the older the formats we get, the more busted Lurrus is. I do see it because this deck is insane, but I don't think it's the end-all catch-all because when I play, I've been loving the Yorian's 4-color copycat list, and when I play that, I just demolish Lurrus decks pretty consistently. So I'm still a huge Yorian fan, but they are powerful as well. But once again, we played against 2 different decks, and we're playing a 3rd different Lurrus decks, so they're not all the same. So we're keeping this. This hand is a little land heavy, but Lurrus does incentivize a little bit land heavy of hands. So we're going to play Soulscar Mage here. Get our Prowess creature down. Looks like our opponent mulliganed. And then we're going to pass to them. All right. What kind of flavor are we up to now? I'm surprised we haven't played the actual mirror yet. Just because it is the deck that, just had a breakout weekend last weekend, like I was saying earlier. All right, a Forest. Well, it's not a mirror. Hardened Scales. Yeah, just 3 Lurrus decks, but 3 completely different decks. So that is the one hope I have for Modern still. All right, didn't want to see another land, but... Seal of Fire here. Seal of Fire, and I guess I could have used a fetch land to cling, but I think I would rather kill a creature of theirs. I could just seal and then cling that, but that seems bad. So we're just going to attack for 1 here. The sack land play would have probably been better, realistically. Pretty tough to not find use for that. and we're not going to play Lurrus this turn anyways, so it doesn't matter a ton for playing it this turn. But if we were to, say, draw another Cling to Dust, it matters a little bit more. But with that being said as well, we can also just Cling the other Cling since you don't need two of them. So I think it's totally fine here. Now, we'll see if we draw Abbot, then we get punished. That's our only punish here. All right. Ancient Stirrings. I love that art. The Scales version in Modern is quite scary, I must say. But I would think Prowess deck should have a good matchup against it, just because you're able to just kill everything on sight. Now, Hangerback or something like that is something we don't want to see. That's probably the scariest card for us. But that's about it. All right, Marsh Flats. Plays it immediately. Okay. So we could Cling on end step if we really wanted to. Not really worth it. We are a Prowess deck, so we want to get our engines going. Now, if this does die, then it's a little different, which I would kind of assume it would. What would one black be used for? Yeah. Okay, let's start with the Cling. Let's Cling again. And now the question is, do we want to Lightning Bolt to get in some extra damage? And I think the answer is no, so we'll just have them take 3. And we'll pass to them. God, I love this deck. I love Rakdos style aggressive decks. It has always been one of my favorite. No land. Ooh. Yikes. Just the slow roll. Love it. So we can seal something. We really want to seal something because we can Lurrus, seal it back. Hanger back. Okay. Yeah, that's a rough one. So I believe this does still kill Hangerback without tokens. I'm not positive, because it does take down the tokens, but I think it might still trigger for him. Let's find out. Regardless, I'm going to want to do this. For each +1/+1 counter on Hangerback, there wouldn't be any counters. Okay, I guess they die simultaneously. So, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Okay. Worker resolves. Now, I think we want to thin the deck here. Just get a Blood Crypt tap. All right, then we will say go. Now we can go Lurrus Seal, like I was saying, which is not bad. It's not bad either. Still think Lurrus Seal is our best play, because then we can attack. Can we? Not really. It'll be a 2/3. Yeah, technically we couldn't attack. We could just go Lurrus, Seal, say go. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right, so we'll get our mountain. Lurrus. Seal. Get a Prowess trigger. And the reason we can't attack is because we have a 2/3, right? And if we go to attack with our 2/3, they can block with everything. And then we could Seal of Fire Arcbound Worker, but then that modular goes to another token, and then that kills it. Otherwise, we could Seal a Thopter, and then we have a 2/3 up against a 2/2 and a 1/1. We kill Worker. The modular tokens goes over to the Thopter. Not good. So attacking does not yield us a very good result here, so let's just pass. All right. Pendle Haven. It's a tricky card. Still can't Lurrus us. Ooh. Ravager. Okay, we got the push for that at least. What now? I'm scared. I'm scared. Uh-oh. Okay. I think we're gonna go with no blocks. I'll take it. It'll be interesting what they do. I honestly just don't want them to just deal 2 damage to Lurrus with Ballista. I think that's the thing that actually works out best for them. I know they want to try to do cool tricks here, but with how much removal we have, it's pretty unlikely that they get to do that. Yeah, they're gonna go for stuff here, but I don't love this. Actually, they might be able to get around 1 seal here. So I think I have to do this now. I might just be dead. This is the best thing I can do is seal this now, because if I don't seal it now, they get the modular tokens. So I just might be absolutely dead. Because they can sack 2 Thopters. That puts 4 tokens on Ravager. And then they sack Ravager. Put those counters on Ballista. No, I don't think I'm dead. Okay. They might just try to kill all my creatures and hope that's enough. They do have Lurrus still. I mean, they need a land, but that's still pretty scary. Okay, 6. So now they could transfer that to Ballista and deal a ton of damage. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, that did just take 2 counters off with Soul Scour. That's probably something that was a bit of an oversight. Okay, just got to beat a 10-10. Luckily we can. That'll be interesting what they want to do with this. Probably just kill everything. That makes sense. All right, you gonna leave our Lurrus? That'd be nice of you. That would be quite nice. Okay. So they could have saved 2 counters on their thing. Luckily, they did not. So we could Fatal Push and Cling to Dust something. Unfortunately, they have some great targets. And I don't really want to hit creatures because I don't get to draw a card. So I think I am just going to sacrifice this Canyon. Just to start. We'd like a creature. There we go. All right, we will Fatal Push this. Let them deal a ton of damage. But we're definitely not dead yet. They did wrath their whole board to kill. We just destroyed each of our boards here. But they still have Lurrus and we do not, which is a problem. Taking their time with these pings. Gotta love it. Okay, down to 8. Play Mage, and we'll say go. Still quite a ways away from killing them. Something like a Soul Scar or a Swift Spear would be a great draw if they do not like that the auto yield stays on this. Okay, that's still not mana for Lurrus. But any of these X spells are just quite bad for us. Yeah, that's a good one. All right. Yeah, I can't really bolt this. Great draw. Well, all of their graveyards are creatures, so I think I have to cling. Well, I can save this all for an attack. I kind of get them. I cling, and then if they go to pump, then I can, yeah, okay, all right. The beats. All right, we're going to cling something of ours. So let's cling this Fatal Push. 4, 5. Just in case we get Colligan's Command, we're going to leave the Lurrus. Have to essentially escape 6 cards here, so we won't be able to cling very often. Okay. Another heinous draw. All right, we'll just say go. We get to fire off a bunch of hand disruption spells against no hand here next turn. That's not ideal. That's Lurrus mana. And that's probably just game. That is probably just game. This game did not turn out our way, that's for sure. Yep. Can't Thoughtseize the companion. Go into combat or something. That's, I think, our best hope. I can bolt Ravager here. No, they can just sack Inkmoth. Yeah, we're just dead. No, I guess we're not 100% dead. They could screw up, but yeah, we're in trouble. Well, I could bolt Ravager in response. Then they'd have to sack Ballista, which will put 2 counters on, so that they can deal 1 damage though as well. So they can put me to 1, but 1 is not dead, so I guess we'll do that. Then we're going to have to top deck a way to kill 2 creatures. And I can think of exactly one thing that can get us out of this. A top decked Culligan's Command might actually give us a chance here. Because we could kill Lurrus and destroy an artifact. So once they figure this out, they can deal me 1 from Ballista, put me to 7, and then sack Ballista to put counters onto Ravager. Deal 1 to Soul Scour. Well, that's bad. Now I just get to bolt away Ravager. Okay, well, I'm glad we didn't concede because that was a bad play. Now if we can just kill Lurrus, we're fine. But if we can't, we're still, you know, in a lot of trouble. All right. Never concede, boys and girls, because you never know when your opponent is going to do something wrong. They could have ended this with me at 1 and them having a 7-7. No, a 6-6. Yikes. But I can't beat them untapping with anything. It doesn't matter what I have for Cling. Yeah, that wasn't a great turn. Kill spell. All right. Redraws. Gotta go for it. Kill spell. Kill spell. Why did these have to be hand disruption spells? We'd be so far ahead if they were drawn at the proper time. All right, Abbott, find me a lightning bolt. Oh, let's go. Let's go. All right, we're live. We're back in this game. Okay, now do we want to play our hand disruption spells just to get them in the yard for Cling? No, thank you. Just gonna go like this. And say go. Wow. Wow. Well, that shouldn't have happened, y'all. This has been a weird dropping bomb, I have to say. All right, 1 brick. Come on. 1 brick. 1 brick. Unearth. Lurrus. Ballista for 2. That's a brick. That's a brick. Wow, our opponent chucked this one to us. Just absolutely chucked it. We love it. We love to see it. Okay, now, yes, yes, okay. So we can Cling as of right now. Just get rid of all this. I do kind of want to leave Lurrus for that hope of bringing it back. Okay, so we'll start with this Cling. They have an Ink Moth now. Okay, now we'll Cling from the yard. Yeah, we can sack the land first, thin out the deck a little bit. Cling. We have to remove the land if we want to draw a card, which I do. So we got to get rid of everything else, basically, we can leave the Lurrus. Then our graveyard is basically run dry. Okay, Bobble. See what they're top decking. Spellskite. Okay. Now the question is, do we want to 6, 7, get in for 7, and then a lightning bolt kills him, or do we want to make sure we can attack for 4 next turn? So I think just being able to attack through Spellskite is more important to force a chump block. So let's do that. Bash for 5. Draw for our baubles. Well, this game turned around, y'all, all because our opponent got a little too greedy. They had so many extra resources that they're like, oh, I might as well just, you know, throw them out there. And they got severely punished. They got severely punished by not controlling their resources. And I mean, honestly, we made some of those mistakes early in this dropping bombs. So Magic's hard. Magic's a very hard game. Okay. It's easier when you draw Manamorphose. Okay. Let's go with black-red. Swift Spear is probably game. Inquisition. I think we'll have to cling. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need one more spell in the yard to be able to cling and actually draw a card. So with that being the case, we have to Thoughtseize and then hope to draw a 1 draw. Because we don't have them dead on site. So then we die to, if we go to 4, we don't die to a Ballista. With double scales, we would. Is it? Do we die to a Ballista anyways, though? Maybe. Because a Ballista for 2 would be for 4. And that'll kill Abbott and Swift Spear anyways, and then they get to add more counters. The only thing that it doesn't kill is us top decking a burn spell. So what we're doing is, this is what we'd be saying if we don't Thoughtseize. We would be saying, okay, if I don't Thoughtseize and you have Ballista on top, it's probably gonna wreck me because you'll get to kill the creatures anyways, but then I'm giving myself 1 chance to draw a burn spell. Or we could just cling to dust on a creature, gain 3, and then they have to take 3 and go to 2. All right, I think that's actually better. Cling to dust on Lurrus. All right, we're just protecting ourselves from dying immediately to a walking Ballista. And then we're giving ourselves a chance to top deck any of our burn spells. I think it's worth it. We could Thoughtseize now too, but that's only 1 damage. 1 doesn't do anything different than... having them at 2 is not any different than 1 right now because Lava Dart can flash back, all that stuff. So we put them in a spot where they have to make that block. And now they have to draw Walking Ballista, and then we can't draw burn spells. So we're trying to cover up every one of our bases, and that's the main thing we lose to. And now next turn we have the Thoughtseize to push through 1 more creature if they just top deck a big creature like a Hangerback or something. But we needed them to brick that 1 turn. And we needed them to screw up a couple times, so I feel like we robbed that game from them, but I'll take it. I'll take it. So, Fatal Push. Unearth seems okay. We don't have a great sideboard for him. I think I want the Hand Disruption. Lava Dart is good. Brutality just isn't that good. Unearth is okay. And Spellbomb is just okay. Spellbomb against a Lurrus deck, though, it's just got to be okay, you know? So let's take out the Hand Disruption. Or the Clings. Or 1 Cling. Hand Disruption just seems so bad. They just have the ways to bring it back so quickly. But they do have diminishing returns. I'm going to bring in 1 Unearth. And go down to 3 Clings. They are good just because look at how many times we cast that card. It was at least like 3 or 4. So it drew us 2 cards, 3 on initial reaction, plus gained us 3, and triggered Prowess 4 times. So it was insane. It was insane, actually. Escape is a busted mechanic. Almost as busted as, you guessed it, Companions. All right, so round number 3. Up a game. We're trying to finish 2-1. Devoted Devastation kind of slapped us up a little bit here, but... God, that was game one, wasn't it? Wow, that was a long one. That was a long, good game. We just fought through a ton of their stuff. Destroying target land is interesting, but not interesting enough. Yeah, wow, we have little time on our clock for one game. All right, let's do this. Our opponent must be double queuing or something because they've been glacially slow. Ah, well, it happens. A ton of Lurrus, though, in Modern, though. Holy cow. Come on, opponent. We don't want a timeout win. That's no fun. I choose you, Lurrus. 3 Lurrus decks, and we were playing the 4th Lurrus decks that we saw on camera today, and all 4 were different. So no matter what you say about Lurrus and the fact that, you know, people think that's just every deck's Lurrus, you know, I mean, it might be somewhat true, but we're seeing the just very different variety of decks. Alrighty. So, we got a great hand. Going to be starting with this Soul Scar Mage very likely. Hardened Scales. Not what we wanted to see, but... Okay, Cling to Dust is nice. Now the question is, do we want to bobble this turn? And I'm thinking not. So let's play this, just in case if we only top deck black. Probably the swamp or the mountain would have been fine, but let's go like this. Okay, anything but hanger back. It's not a hanger back. We'll take that. Now we get to just go off next turn, though. So there's hanger back. That is what we don't want to see. Okay, well, let's go. Buckle up. All right, Metamorphose. Doesn't matter because we're going to Metamorphose again. Go with red, black. Metamorphose again. Now... It's that weird little Magic Online graphic down here. Classic Magic Online thing. Now, black, black, or red. I think red, black still, because if we get a creature, we'd still play it. That's interesting. Let's cling. Getting rid of stirrings. We do still need another black source for Lurrus next turn. So I could have saved Metamorphose for that, but we just have so many targets that I didn't think it was totally worth it. Okay. Now Lava Dart deals 4 damage right now. 4 plus 9, so it's not lethal or anything, so I don't think there's a point in doing that quite yet. But I do like this. Lava Dart is actually really good against Hangerback when you have Soul Scour. You just get to pick it away one at a time. Look at this Magic Online thing. Just putting this 0 thing here. Never seen that before in my life. Just classic. Okay, let's take a peek at what they're drawing. Marsh. All right. Let's get on in there. For 6, that is a beastly creature coming in. Okay. Draw a card. It's going to be pretty tough for us to get through that hanger back regardless next turn. Because even if they go hanger back for 1, it is hanger back for 3. And we could like lava dart it twice and let it die, and that's okay, I guess. But I think it'll probably just be a Lurrus bobble turn. And just try to go wide on that thing. Okay. Arcbound Worker is pretty strong. Damping Sphere? That's interesting. That's not a hanger back. I do not give a crap about that card. Excuse my language, but I am thrilled to see that. That is a mistake. That is a mistake in my opinion. Okay, so we can't do the Lurrus trick this turn, but we can go Fatal Push plus Soulscar Mage. It's kind of weak, but not bad. Yeah, let's do that. So Fatal Push this. Let's go get a dual land. Yeah, Damping Sphere I think is a little aggressive of a sideboard card, but it does make sense. I mean, I cast 7 spells turn 1, you know. All right, so we'll play this. Beatdowns. Then there go. We know they have hanger back plus 1 other card in hand. So it does kind of minimize the effectiveness of their Lurrus as well. Now next turn we could go Lava Dart plus Flashback for a total of 2 mana. This is just a giant hanger back. Okay. Now the question is, can we just go wide? So we can go Lava Dart, Lava Dart. That's 2 spells, so that's 5 damage to the face. So we need something more. So I think we start with Spellbomb, but I kind of want to Spellbomb after I kill this. We could also just go Lurrus Bobble. Lurrus and Bobble seems great right now. Yeah, I'm in for that. I think we can safely just get red here. Then I don't want to attack for just 2, but I'm not super afraid of this stuff right now, so let's do that. We're also getting another creature onto the board, which is effective. And then we'll play this Bobble. Then just say go. All right. Could have done some Lava Dart tricks to just kill Hangerback right away, but I don't think it's super valuable. And now they can't go Lurrus plus Worker unless they do, or unless they have a land. Okay. So yeah, they're going to get a ton of counters on this. We can just assume this creature is unkillable. Now Ravager is really bad. No Ravager. Oh no. Don't do it. No. What on earth are they doing? Okay. That's not a big deal. All right, they're handless. So they're top decking a Spellscape. It's kind of a big deal. I mean, I don't want to lose this creature, but keeping Lurrus around I'm pretty happy for. And they can put 3 counters, 4 counters onto this. So we cannot get through this. So we just have to hope to draw some bolts or something to go wide. A Seal of Fire would be a good start. Seal of Fire would actually just be lethal. Not another land. Okay. All right, so Seal, play it, sack, deal him 2, bring it back, pay 2 for that, Seal, and then we can actually Lava Dart. We could Lava Dart on their turn twice. So yeah, they're super dead. All right, Seal. We just get to go wide on them. God, and they were just going to time out too. All right, so 2 upstairs. Replay Seal, which is just absolutely obscene, by the way. And then 2 3-power creatures. We actually had 2 extra damage with this. I love that this 0 thing down here is just there. Yeah, nothing they can have. All right, we're just bringing in the pain. Man, when Lurrus is unchecked, it's unreal. Yep. All right, G to the G. All right, not bad. Hey, we crushed 2 rounds, and then we absolutely got annihilated the 3rd one. So not too bad. Let's head over to the deck tech where we talk about the individual card choices. See you over there. All right, and welcome to the deck tech here with Rakdos Prowess, brought to us by Canister, Piotr Glukowski. All right, so, I mean, this deck played out really, really smooth. It dominated last weekend, you know, got played a ton in the Lotus Box event as well as the challenge events. It for sure put Canister into the top 8, but I know it had some other decent results here. So let's talk about the individual card choices that he chose. Mana base looks pretty tight. Cliffs are going to be your best land because you are very much not wanting to top out at too many. And don't mind the mismatched mountains. I know that's hideous. I honestly thought there were only 2 in the deck, so I missed one when I was putting in my cool land. So that was almost enough for me to drop from the league. So I'm already feeling it pretty roughly. So don't rub it in anymore, chat. All right, so then we got 4 baubles. Baubles are just the complete perfect engine for Lurrus. It's what makes the deck tick. It's everything with Lurrus, and it is something that every deck is including, even when it doesn't fit their deck, like, you know, Lurrus Burn. Prowess, it already kind of fit, and now we just basically have 8 baubles because Cling to Dust kind of does the same thing. Okay, and then we'll start from the bottom here. Well, let's talk about our Prowess creatures first. Soulscar Mage, Swift Spear, and Abbot of Carol Keep are the way that we get people dead, as well as Lurrus, but the main reason is the Prowess creatures because it does just stack up so much damage over time with how this deck is set up. So it is one of these situations where you don't really want to keep a hand without a Prowess creature, unless it's just like, you know, kind of 2 hand disruption spells, Bauble, some, you know, another good spell like a Metamorphose, and then like 3 lands, because then you're disrupting your opponent and you're setting up for a Lurrus turn where you'll get to go Lurrus Bauble, Lurrus Bauble, Lurrus Bauble, and wreck them that way and eventually draw your Prowess creatures. But even then, that kind of hand is pretty medium. You really want to focus on a Prowess creature. It makes your draws so much better. All right, then another card that is made a lot better with Lurrus is Seal of Fire. Normally, you just don't want the 1 mana deal 2. It's usually not powerful enough in Modern. But when you can bring it back every turn with Lurrus, it becomes insane. And to be honest, this is how we just closed out our last match here against Hardened Scales, was Seal of Fire from the yard, 2 to you, Seal of Fire from the yard, 2 to you. All right, then we got 4 Lightning Bolt, best spell. 3 damage is insane for 1 mana. Pretty easy one there. Only 2 Lava Darts. It is just a bad card, and you don't want too many of them that make you sacrifice a land because you cannot realistically flash a card like this back like 3 times, you know. But it is that extra Prowess card where essentially this card is 1 mana deal 4 damage by sacking a land because you get a Prowess trigger from the flashback, and it deals 2. So technically it's better than Lightning Bolt on turns when you're trying to kill them. But early game, it's really, really bad. 2 Inquisitions, 2 Thought Seizes. I like not having a ton of these because just with companions, hand disruption has gotten a lot worse. So I like not maxing out on these. 2 Fatal Push, 2 Kolaghan's Command to round out our removal suite. I like 2 Kolaghan's Command because it allows you to not play 2 main deck Unearth. Unearth is something that you really want in the main deck, or that type of effect, to be able to bring back Lurrus if it ever does die in combat or to a lightning bolt or something like that. So I like Kolaghan's Command as it still does something and in fact has a lot of modes. So Kolaghan's Command has just always been a very good card. All right, let's move on to the sideboard here. I love the choices of 4 Molten Rains for the aggressive, or for the big mana decks. Scape Shift is very popular. Edgar Magaish actually won one of the challenges this last weekend with the Scape Shift deck. I play 4-color Copycat Yorion that would be kind of hit by this Molten Rains, as well as Amulet Titan, Tron, those kind of big mana decks. Then we got 4 Collective Brutalities. These are for your Lurrus burn decks, your hyper-aggressive decks that are trying to point some burn spells at your face, as well as decks where you just need some extra removal. Like we brought them in against the Devoted Druid deck, even though we just kind of got smashed by them. And then 2 Unearth, whenever your Lurrus is going to die a lot more, to non-path to exile cards. So, you know, Supreme Verdict decks, Lightning Helix, Bolt, or just dies in combat a lot. That doesn't happen a ton, to be honest, but mostly the former examples there. And then 2 more Fatal Pushes to round out when you just need to kill some extra more creatures. You know, up against aggro, you don't really want too many Cling to Dust. You also don't want that many hand disruptions, so you got to bring in a decent amount of cards. Brutality, Unearth, Spellbomb kind of fit the perfect mold. And then Nile Spellbombs for any kind of Uro deck, Mystic Sanctuary deck, Lurrus deck, so they come in a lot. I don't like them in Prowess mirrors, so non-Prowess Lurrus decks, I would say they come in. Non-Prowess, non-Hardened Scale, super aggressive Lurrus decks, or super Graveyard Synergy Lurrus decks. That is super confusing. But Spellbombs, you want to bring in, again, let me just try to say this in a better way. Uro decks, Mystic Sanctuary decks that are trying to take advantage of the graveyard, as well as Lurrus decks that aren't just trying to get you dead immediately, where they're trying to gain advantage from their graveyard and win over a long period of time, like Jund. Jund is a great example. The Lurrus Thopter Foundry deck, that's a good example. Lurrus... I would say those are the big ones, but you can kind of evaluate when you want more spell bombs, as well as they do trigger prowess, so they're pretty good there. But all right, everyone, that's going to do it for this week's Droppin' Bombs. I want to thank you so much for watching a little bit of Modern action. We're probably going to be switching up the format a little bit next week, but I wanted to bring some fun into Modern, and maybe we'll get back to Standard, because a lot is changing in Standard, and let's get real, Arena is super pleasant to look at. So we'll see you next week for more Droppin' Bombs action. Bye-bye.